My name is Corey Souls. I'm originally from Montgomery, Alabama, and I went from Crippin to Christ. I got into the gang life when I was like 15 years old. It was such a rush. It was a rush to me. It was like a drug to me when I got into the gang life. I was introduced to the gang life by this older cat that was in the neighborhood I lived in. I got into the gang life, just like any typical kid. I was attracted to that street life because of the fame of it all. I would call it a ghetto superstar. I wanted that. I wanted that fear from people. I wanted that respect from people. I wanted when people heard my name, the mood in the room would change. I desired that, and so I got it. Being down in the streets, and people I never met would walk up to me and ask me, are you Corey Souls? And I heard this about you. And when people would talk about me, they would paint this picture of me, just this big, huge guy. And then when they would meet me, it would be a whole different thing. That was just the thing. It was a rush. Yeah, I smoked the weed and drunk the alcohol and hung out in the streets or whatever, but that game was it was a rush. It was addictive, I went to bed thinking Crippin. I woke up thinking Crippin, and that was my life. That was my lifestyle. Then it got to a point in life to where it wasn't fun no more. I began to see myself going down, to the point where I began to not recognize myself. Anger became my drug. That what fueled me, that what drove me, anger. Even though I didn't show it on my facial expression, I was always boiling on the inside. Then it got to a point, in my own mind, my own goals I set for myself was to be dead at 21. And so I found myself on my 21st birthday in the park on the south side with a pistol to my head, playing Russian roulette with myself. And I remember putting a bullet in the chamber, and it was a little 22. I remember putting a bullet in the chamber, and I began to just click the gun to my head. I had it to the right side of my head, and I just began to pull the trigger, and the gun wouldn't go off. It was a 6 shot. So I'm thinking I done pulled the trigger more than 6 times, and I'm like, I just didn't understand. And I'm drunk, I'm high, and the gun's not going off, and I'm feeling more rejected, because I'm feeling like not even God want me. I can't even kill myself. God don't want me, the devil don't want me. I'm still stuck here going through this hurt and pain that I'm feeling. I remember taking the gun away from my head, and I remember just yelling out to the top of my lungs, God, I yelled out for him, and I remember pointing the gun up toward the sky, and when I pulled the trigger, the gun went off. And I really didn't think nothing of it. It was kind of strange that the gun wouldn't go off while I had it to my head, but then the gun went off when I pointed it toward the sky. I remember going home that night, and I don't think I went to bed. I think I smoked some more weed or whatever, smoked another blunt or so. And I remember just sitting outside, just thinking, you feel what I'm saying, about this life, that I was living, and all the hurt and pain I was going through, and just feeling at my lowest. I remember being at my lowest, man, just Like, dog, God don't even want me. I can't even kill myself. You know, God don't even want me. And that was like the end of it all right there. That was the end of it all. I didn't see no way out. I just ain't see no way out. That was the end of it all. I didn't see no way out. I just ain't see no way out. But then I ended up going to church on Sunday, and that's when my life changed. And you know, I knew I had a purpose. I knew I had a purpose in life. I knew, you know, it had to be something better than this. Because when I wasn't around nobody else, you know, I would be like, hey, God, you real. You know, you got to have something better than this. And I remember being out there, and, you know, I done attempted suicide 3 times. And it didn't happen. It just didn't happen for me. And so I found myself I felt like I was stuck. I was stuck here, in this world, all by myself. With nobody not understanding me, or I feel like nobody ain't get me. I felt like it was just me against the world. Just me out here by myself, just struggling, dealing with all this stuff. But I know I had a purpose. I didn't know what it was at the time, but I know I had a purpose. And then that Sunday morning when I met Jesus, through a sermon this man preached at the church in Montgomery. And then it didn't change overnight. It ain't happen, you know, it didn't happen overnight. I didn't change overnight. But I made that first step. I think that was a great decision I made for my life. But I was still out there in the game. I was still out there. I wanted out. I wanted, you know, not just out of the gang life. I wanted out of this life, period. And I believe God answered my prayers. He answered my cry. And that was that day, that Sunday morning, I gave my life to Him. And then ever since then, it's just been a journey. It's just been a journey. It's been a lot of ups and downs. But on that Sunday morning, it didn't happen like I thought it was going to happen. Everything is just good right now. Everything is just good, man. I'm talking about I went from in the hood, man, doing this and acting crazy, not that wild, angry all the doggone time, man, to just having joy, just having peace of mind. Most of all, I am excited because I accepted myself. I ain't got to wear the mask no more. I ain't got to try to, be like everybody else, or, I understand that God loved me for me. You know what I went from being homeless, the other struggles. Yeah, I done been through a lot of stuff, but I have grown so much. I have grown so much over the time. So much stuff done happened in my life, man. I got a good job now, man. We just started this business called the Step Up Program, and we have our own ministry now, man, and God done blessed me with a beautiful home, and, I'm like, man, went from living in a studio apartment. Matter of fact, went from just being homeless, period, staying with people and just, going through all that. But man, God just been so good to me, man. So good. He's just been so good to me. And I just thank him so much for that. And my wife, man, oh man, what an amazing gift she is, man, to me, man, and don't get me wrong, we all go through our own little situations and stuff, but when something has been ordained by God, our marriage has been ordained by God. You know what I'm saying? And God just been, man, since she's been in my life, it's just been such a blessing. Such a blessing, man. I mean, we have grown together so much with each other. To have a wife that praying for you, to have a wife that's concerned about you, to have a wife that can bring to pass the vision God has given you, I can say I'm blessed. I'm blessed, and I can encourage anybody. You feel what I'm saying? To if you ever have made a decision in your life, the greatest decision I ever made was when I gave my life. That Sunday morning, I gave my life to Christ. Now I would have never thought I'll be here. I never thought I'd be in this place. I never thought I'd be living the life I'm living. I never thought I'd have the things that I have. But I thank God for it because He brought me here. He saw what I was gonna do. He saw who I was gonna come. And I can just say, I'm excited to see who I am and who I'm gonna be years from now. But if I can encourage anybody, give your life to the Lord. Allow Him to be Lord of your life. Allow Him to take you just as you are. And I'm guarantee, I promise you, and I'm a witness to it, that your life will never be the same. Your life will never be the same. And the journey God will take you down into the journey of your purpose, everything will be okay.